Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy joy, and all that fun stuff.
Happy joy Monday.
It is happy joy Monday because it's a new moon.
It is.
A new moon. New moons are good. I know you've got lots to talk about that. So let's go see who's joined us so far.
Let's see who's happening here.
I'd like to see what's happening here. Let's see what's... Oh, there's a bunch of
Gilda
people.
and Cass.
Hello, Gilda. Hello, Cass. How are you? Welcome. Oh, my gosh. There's a bunch of people joining us. Maybe word is finally getting out.
You're kidding.
We are not destined to be the well-kept secret that we have been for so long. It would be nice. Share this this broadcast with your friends, maybe. You know, just quick throw it up on your social media or whatever, and
yeah, you know,
drag them here.
It is. It's really funny.
Gosh, look at all this.
It's really funny because sometimes I do like little experiments, and I think
Science.
If I wanted to learn such and such
Yes.
about any of the things that we teach or know about, when I search, we don't come up.
We don't. Apparently we don't. Well,
and that's a tough gig because you know.
I see they've managed to fix live stream again, because notice it says on the screen there's like nobody watching us, but here there's a ton of people, so go figure. They obviously haven't quite got that sus yet. I don't know. So gosh, we got lots of people. So hello Gilda, hello Cass, hello Carol, hello Marmalena, and hello, it's Shaun of a New Day.
There
Hello,
you go.
Shaun of a
Hello,
New Day.
Shaun of a New Day.
It is the Shaun of a New Day.
So some of you already know that we are having a Zoom-only New Moon Circle tonight. So you can find the Zoom link for that on the Awareness Shops page or on the Church of the Eternal Circle's private group page. So if you want to join us tonight at 7, if you are late, you will not get in, so try to be on time.
You will need to be on time.
Because once we start, you can't just kind of jump.
Yeah.
And I do ask that whoever does join us, please allow that time to be present. Don't have other plans during that time, because we're going to be working.
Yes, not really the sort of thing that you can do as a sideline. You know,
Right.
like watching
Multitasking
TV, you know,
eating
your dinner, maybe not. We do ask respectfully, because it is, even though it's a place between the worlds, and it really is a place between the worlds,
it's so much
it is
more
still a sacred space, and we just ask that you bring that mindfulness with you. That's all that we ask, just for your undivided attention.
There you go.
And it's worth coming. Gosh, we have even more people join us. Marlene as well. Hello. How you doing?
Welcome.
So I see straight off this disparate amount of people watching to the likes, which means you haven't mashed that like button yet. So would you just do that right now?
Please
Just
hit
go
the
ahead and do
likes.
that. Go ahead. Gosh. And Carol says, "Gosh, I'll see you later." And
Yes, I'm
we've got
looking
this
forward to it.
this huge heart thing that keeps spamming up. People keep spamming hearts. That's kind of
I
nice.
like hearts.
Hearts are good.
Love is the law, and love conquers all.
Doesn't
hearts.
it? When you think about it, that's kind of the important
All right,
thing.
so what are we going to talk about today?
Oh,
Look, more hearts.
see, they've found out how to spam the hearts. Who's ever doing that? Keep doing it. I love it. That's it. I will let you into another secret. If you want to make the lights flash in here, then send a super chat.
Oh gosh.
That works. I did a little bit of geekiness with that as well.
Gosh.
So Marmalena says I liked, and when you like, you get that spammy heart thing. How cool is that? Love it. Oh look.
No. Cass, yeah, there you go.
I love it. Well, thank
That's
you.
fun.
Thank you. That's. Oh look, now everybody's.
This is what we want. Yes.
Spread the love. Spread the love.
Yes.
Yeah, do that.
All right.
Do that. Anyway, go on.
So, new moon. Right. So we know that new moons are about new beginnings and setting intentions. We know that, right?
It is.
And we know that when the moon is new, it's in the same sign as the sun.
Yep.
So they're traveling together today, right? We know that. But the thing that we might not know, unless we have one of these little handy-dandy books,
An ephemeris.
called an ephemeris, is where some of the other planets are now.
See this? It's like all lines and lines and lines. Well, it's all
You have to
tables.
learn how to. It's
Tables.
yeah.
Look it up if
But
you
I
can.
do teach people how to read this language in my astrology class. So, oh, there you go. The lights are going to flash. Who's this?
Sean of A New Day. Yeah, well, they should flash. Maybe that would be. No, there you go. Look, there you go. You can't see it, but they're flashing. You can probably see
you can
see the light flashing. Yes.
So thank you, Sean. That's funny.
Sean of A New Day. Thank you for that.
He says, Witches Tea Wednesday.
It's going to be awesome. You know what? People love it, and it's so nice. And thank you for your wonderful energy, Sean, for coming along. And
it's
it's
the people
great.
who make the project. Really.
It is, isn't it? Build it and they'll come, they say. Field of Dreams.
Right.
So let's talk more about setting intentions.
Let's first talk about what the moon means.
What does the moon mean?
Well, the moon governs our emotions, right? It informs and guides, or a good word they use in astrology is governs our emotions. So when the moon is new, we kind of have a chance to reset emotions a little bit, right?
I'm just thinking about my own particular chart, because I'm like totally conflicted, because I have this Cancer ascendant, you can tell by the face, but my moon is in Capricorn.
Well, funny you should say that. We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh my!
All right, so today, if you were born today, your sun sign would be Cancer.
It would be.
So we know then that the sun and the moon are both in Cancer today.
That is correct.
And Cancer is a very emotionally driven sign.
It's ruled by the moon.
It's ruled by the moon. So, Cancer gets words like moody and emotional.
Have you ever thought, though, that, etymology of the word moon?
Moon, absolutely.
It's coming from the, driven by emotions. That's why somebody's...
So many of us who are sensitives or spiritual, esoteric, occultist types might notice that we are a little intense today, right? Because both of the things that drive us as humans, right? The sun, all life comes from the sun.
So they say.
Right? Our sun sign is like our agenda, right? The symbol for the sun is a circle with the dot in the center.
It's all about me.
Like we're all the center of our own universe, right?
Well, if you're a Leo, definitely.
Especially ruled by the sun. Okay. So the sun kind of gives us this driving, where are you going? Where are you headed? What do you want to do? How are you going to do it? Who are you? What do you want to be? That kind of thing. And the moon says, how are you going to feel about it? And they're both in Cancer, which is the deep emotional sign, the sensitive one that overthinks and rethinks and is very connected to nurturing and the mother energy and all that kind of stuff. All right.
Right.
So also in astrology, the house of the moon is home and mother. And the house of the sun is our fame and our aspirations.
Indeed.
Now, what's happening interestingly this coming week, but particularly today, is that Pluto, our wonderful friend,
oh God,
which I've said before, Pluto's kind of like the Kali energy, right? Kali just wipes it down and builds it up again, right? So it's kind of like this destroyer, recreator. It helps us get rid of old harmful patterns and build something new. Well, that planet is at 29 degrees Capricorn. So today, there is an opposition.
There's an opposition. And oppositions
right.
suck.
Well, oppositions are, we think of that word, oppose.
Yes.
Right?
I oppose you.
So the sun and the moon are saying, I want to pay very close attention to how I'm feeling. I really want to cocoon myself inside my little crab shell. I really want to just analyze everything. And Pluto is saying,
rip it down.
the hell you will, because we're going to just
It's all got to come out, mate. Click.
climb a new mountain.
We're going to rip it out.
Right? So Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer. So Capricorn is about public venues and career and father and future life. Where Cancer is more about, what has brought you to where you are, former life energy. So there's this conflict going on.
Somebody's spamming
What's
hearts
this?
again.
I see.
Well, yeah, no.
post.
Sean of the New Day is saying my birthday's in 2 days. Well, many happy returns for 2 days. But my chart says Moon in Sagittarius. Does that seem right? Entirely possible.
Well, the moon changes signs every 67 hours. So it doesn't matter what day you're born, you have a 1 in 12 chance of having a moon sign in a different sign than your sun. And we could tell the phase of the moon by your sun sign versus moon sign. So sun in Cancer, moon in Sagittarius, you would, yes. Anyway, I don't want to get...
This is not an astrology
I'm not going to go
lesson.
there.
This is... you can see their eyes glaze over.
No, I want to talk about this week.
Yes,
week
come back to the week. Come
All
back
right.
to the week.
Today, sun and moon are in the same sign. Opposing Pluto. Now, the moon is going to move on very quickly, right? But the sun only moves... Thank you. Who that is?
Marlena sent us a super chat. Thank you.
But
Everybody wants to make the lights flash.
There you go.
Disco.
But the sun only moves 1 degree per day. So the sun is going to stay in opposition to Pluto for the entire week. So when we look at astrology and we look at the patterns and we look at trying to read that language, there's usually something very disturbing or unsettling or
unnerving.
I'm looking for a word, but I can't find it right now. But there's something that's going to,
disrupt.
Yeah, there's something that's going to engage us. And there's also something being offered to harness from that aspect or inspiration or coming together.
Well, it's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
So today, the new moon is about new intentions. Good morning, Savannah, or afternoon, or Monday. Monday.
Good noon.
So the moon is saying, what are you feeling? What is it that you want to reset? What kind of intention do you want to put on the table? And then we're going to have this opposition of Sun and Pluto for the entire week. And then the Sun will move on. And Pluto's going to stay at 28 degrees retrograde in Capricorn for the entire month of August.
It doesn't move very quickly. It's one of the outer planets.
So if you find that it's sat on something that's 28 degrees Capricorn, it's going to be there all month. Okay. But... which is your moon.
At 28 degrees Capricorn, thereabouts, or 29.
Yeah, you're at the very end of Capricorn. You're almost into Aquarius moon. But anyway, but this week and today, we can seize the opportunity to put some inspiration and some newness into a plan. Right? So today we have Sun and Moon conjunct or combust. They're at the same exact kind of degree. Well, they're, and then they are opposing, challenging, or being challenged from the energy of Pluto. So the Sun and Moon say, how do I feel? What do I want? How am I going to get there? What am I going to show people? How am I going to connect with people? How am I going to interact with people? How am I going to feel about people? How am I going to think about people? How am I going to... All that kind of stuff from those two planets acting as one. Sun and Moon acting as one. Emotions and who we are acting as one. And then they're being challenged by, what are you going to release to make room for what you want? What are you going to look into the depths of. What are you going to recognize that you've been trying to hide from yourself? Because these are all, like, when we look at words for Pluto, they're like the hidden, the psyche, the dark, the shadow, espionage, all
It's
those.
all cloak and dagger.
Which don't even, I won't go there about current events either, but it's written in the stars,
Things will be revealed, perhaps.
So,
Yes.
I'm going to give you a few little exercises.
Oh, hey. You never told us there's going to be homework.
I know. And this is especially good if you're going to attend the Zoom tonight at 7. But even if you can't attend the Zoom tonight at 7, it's no big deal. This is you today and this week. All right? So we've all heard that old saying, today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Well, that's what we woke up talking about this morning.
Well, we woke up talking about it because I knew we were going to talk about this today.
So there you go.
So what I'm trying to say is, today is the energy is there to harness.
It is, isn't it?
To have that understanding, right? This is a big deal.
It is, and it's really funny. I know. Just hold your thought halfway because I just want to say something. Even just last night in the run up to this, my focus has been on fixing things that are wrong in our own internal communication systems in our database, and it's really interesting that by implementing a couple of changes, there were things that were revealed to me that I didn't know were broken but were, and so I was able to go back and fix that. So even though it may be adverse aspect, perhaps,
well, it's not.
There's something really useful from it. You know what I'm saying?
There is no such thing as a catastrophe.
No.
It's understanding how to read the message.
Right.
Right? Understanding how to read the message and seeing, when I teach the astrology class, a lot of times I talk about it being a recipe, right? So we've gone to the pantry today, and these are the ingredients we found. How are we going to use them to make the best food possible?
Hopefully nothing's turning green.
No. All right. So the first question for your homework or for this assignment, the very first question is, what would make me happy? And I'd like you to write it down, and I'd like you to drill down as you write it down. In other words, what would make me happy? Less stress. Okay. What do I perceive as the things that are stressful? How could I work on those things to create less stress?
Yes. How do I eliminate?
Right? How do I figure out what it is that's blocking my happiness? Well, the first is to ask the question, what would make me happy?
What?
I'd like more spare time. Well, how can I organize myself to get more spare time? What would make me happy? Having more money to pay bills with. Well, how can I set a goal or an intention to achieve prosperity to pay the bills so I'd have less stress? Well, what would make me happy? Well, I'd like to have a better social life or a special person in my life. Well, what can I do to achieve that? Where could I meet these people or this special person, or what kind of person am I looking for?
Probably not going to be the pizza delivery person.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
So the very first question in the assignment is, what would make you happy? Because happiness is going to speak to both the emotional moon energy of today, and happiness is also going to speak to that sun sign energy of today. Right? Sun in Cancer. What would feed your soul? What would make you happy?
Soul food.
Moon in Cancer. What would give you emotional happiness? Right? So we're talking about the sun, the physical body, and what would make you happy, and the emotional part of you, what would make you happy, right?
Couple those together.
How are you going to get there? Well, I'd like to be more physically fit. Well, what is the pattern for that? Nutrition? Exercise? better sleep patterns, right? So you're trying to identify something. What would make you happy? Identify that, and then do what the computer programmer would tell you to do. Critical path analysis. How do you get from where you are to what would make you happy? Maybe it's you just want a cleaner space. How are you going to organize a schedule to clean? So whatever it is, something big, something small, what would make you happy? And how are you going to achieve that? And this is tonight, setting the intention at the new moon. But more important than setting the intention is setting the plan to follow through. For example, what would make me happy? What would make me happy is having more money to pay my bills. So how am I going to do that? Well, I'm just not going to worry about it. It'll just happen. No. There is part of that says don't worry because you're manifesting in reverse, but you need to execute the plan that you make. What would make me happy? I would like to feel better, so nutrition is key. But I'm going to eat only candy today because that's all I have time for.
It's probably not a good start.
It's not. This is giving the negative side of Pluto way too much, right? What would make me happy? I would like to have a better social life, or I'd like to meet the person that's right for me. All right. So maybe this week is all about figuring out
how to socialize.
All right. What kind of people? Where would they be? Right? You know, and it could be meeting them in person, or it could be becoming part of a group of like-minded people, because if you're looking for a particular person, you might be looking for them to have a particular mindset. So they may belong, you know, like if you want somebody that loves to dance, then you might want to go someplace where people dance.
just a thought there, you know.
Right?
So.
So it's getting in that kind of thinking and making a timeline that's logical for you to follow, right? Or not defeating you, because Pluto has that way of pushing, and you don't want it to push you towards defeat, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, let's say that you have a deadline to meet for whatever it is. Any of these things I've talked about. You have a deadline for any of the things I talked about that would make you happy. Organize a plan, and then if you really want to make sure you don't shoot yourself in the foot, double it, right? If you said, well, it's going to take me 6 months to lose 50 pounds, give yourself a year. If you said, well, it's going to take me 4 weeks to complete this deadline for whatever, see if you could give yourself 8 weeks. What I'm trying to say is the intention that you set now really has to be doable, or you could end up farther back than where you're beginning. Right? Because we have this Sun-Pluto opposition. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to give you good advice for making really good, positive progress. So set an intention and give yourself plenty of time. But understand that whatever intention you're setting, follow through is very, very important right now. Right? I'm sure that we've all set intentions and forgotten about them before, and come back to find ourselves in the same place we were over and over again, or in a worse position, right? So again, for an example, I'm going to use nutrition because I'm really focused on that. I'm going to lose 50 pounds, and you lose 20 pounds, and then you gain back 30. I'm going to lose 50 pounds, and you lose 20 pounds, and you gain back 30. Well, now that intention has been set twice, and you weigh 20 pounds more than you did when you first started the first intention. That's a bunch of crap. But this is this Pluto cycle that we're facing now. So if it's prosperity or wellness or health and nutrition or social activity, whatever it is, set the intention, be mindful of it being realistic, give yourself a little more time if you think you can't meet that goal, and really, really follow through. You know, if you think, well, I need 10 minutes a day set aside to focus on my intention, give yourself 20 minutes so that at least 10 would be able to be focused, right? If you say, well, you know, this deadline is going to fly by, give yourself a realistic goal. You've got to follow through, or you are going to end up being worse off, right? Like if you think, well, if this big bill that's due, I'm going to have to borrow the money. Well, now there's interest on that money.
Yeah,
now you're going to be further behind than you were when you started. And this configuration has that potential. So I'm not trying to scare anybody or upset anybody. I'm just saying now is the time to harness this for the good, set a positive intention, and follow through so you don't get any further behind. Pluto is retrograde, and it's going to be retrograde for a very long transit here. Let's not get further behind. Let's use Pluto's energy to clear away the things that are blocking us, to get to the core of the matter. What is it that you are afraid of? What is it that you've been hiding? What needs to be brought forward to be healed? And what can you do to set an intention to achieve that?
Fascinating. I've learned so much just listening to you there. And for me, I'm sure you guys know, but I'm a Leo and consequently ruled by the sun. And you think about, the sun is about what you can see. It's very immediate. It's very, right in your face, super bright and straight in front of you. I think for me, I need victories. I work, if I can do that, I want to do it now with a sense of immediacy and get it nailed and get it done. Sometimes things take longer, but I want to get it done. The issue, I think, is that Pluto is a little bit undercover, and it's also...
secrets.
It can be a bit elusive, very elusive. And it's definitely about the long game. Mm-hmm. And the long game for me, sometimes unless I can see, good positive results, like there's instant feedback, yeah, that was right, I made the right thing. I lack and this is a failing in me, and I'll be the first person to admit that I'm a work in progress, But the long game can be elusive for me. If I'm like in a void, do you know what I mean? If I'm doing something but I'm not seeing a result from it, it can be quite demotivating. For me,
I'm climbing the hill. I'm climbing the hill.
I'm just pushing this rock up this hill, and when's this rock ever going to stop? It's like, I've got to. No, it's another crest. I've got another crest. But that, I think, learning to master the long game. Learning to stay true to your focus, and keep going there. It's like, was it Doreen Valiente said in The Charge of the Goddess? Keep pure your highest ideal. Strive ever toward it. Let naught stop you or turn you aside. That's like, that's.
Well, she was a Capricorn. Right. Well, you understand? She was a Capricorn, the mountain goat.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to climb every mountain, the fish goat. But anyway. But yeah, Pluto is saying, Pluto in Capricorn, strive ever onwards. And it's given you that a chance now. It said, we had this whole configuration while I was moving forward. Now I'm coming back to tell you again. And then it's going to have to go back over. So you're going to get even a third chance. But get it right now so that you can take even better advantage of moving forward later on.
I think
towards the end of the year.
I think the thing for me to recognize, to realize, is that there's not a simple one-off solution to anything. It's a process, and I think the problem is I'm very focused on, like, you know, I need
Deadline,
an immediate
get it done.
result.
I want it finished.
Well,
Yep.
we've got too many jobs, frankly, you know, and there's always something baying for our time. It's like, oh no, this is more important. No, and you thought that was important. This is way more important. And so trying to manage all of the plates on sticks is entertaining a little bit. But the first three cards that you pulled today when we were looking at cards for ourselves was the Two of Pentacles, which is that kind of crazy infinite juggling,
Yep.
you know, on
You
one
can
leg
handle
with
the two things
the
at
crazy
once, right?
sea, you know, and it's all just like, yeah, chaos is okay, but I would like to have a plan that I can stick with. But one of the things that gets hammered into you from the get-go in the military is that no plan survives contact with the enemy. It just doesn't. Be prepared to rework your plan and rework it on the fly.
Pluto's not the enemy.
Right.
Pluto is playing the role of the spy informant right now. No, I mean it. Pluto is playing the
Speak to
role
me in
of,
whispers.
I'm going to reveal to you your secrets. What would make you happy? How are you going to drill down into there? Like, maybe you have no idea what would make you happy, but you know that you're just not happy. Right?
Could I be happier? I'm not unhappy.
And maybe you're happy, really happy with some things. I mean, I know that we are grateful and happy for tons of things.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to the things that do make us happy. But what is it that you've been pushing aside that
sweeping under the carpet,
that would
perhaps.
really make your life easier or less stressful?
Be good
or,
at ignoring and not dealing with
or
it.
more filled with joy? Is there something that you've been working on that you do want to reach a goal for? But so Pluto is playing the job of revealer right now. And once something is known, you become responsible for it. And that's why human nature ignores.
Denial works for me, eh?
Right. No, because we know if we ignore it, it'll go away. Not. It'll just grow and fester. But we know, certainly magically, as magical people, once you know it, you are responsible for it.
You can't unknow it. You can't play the ignorance card anymore, can you?
So Pluto is really pushing you now to reveal something. And once you know it, it's going to ask you to follow through. Once you recognize it and it is revealed, you are going to do more than just put a Band-Aid on it.
Band-Aids, yeah.
Cover it up.
They cover it up, but the healing's still got to take place, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to let...
Well, sometimes you do need to cover the wound or open the wound.
And sometimes you need to let the air get to it as well, you know. So, but
I think this week is a wonderful time to harness that energy and set intentions and really have a look inside. How do I feel about my job? How do I feel about my living? How do I feel about making a living? How do I feel about my social circle, my friends, how do I feel about everything? And what could make it better? You know, how could I make better use of my whatever it is? How could I get better nutrition? How can I get better family time? How can I get better alone time? How can I get better financial support? How can I, whatever it is. What would make you happy? Drill it down. Follow through.
I think also deeply considering things should never be underestimated.
No,
there is a saying that says time spent in preparation or time spent in planning is never time wasted.
Exactly.
Even though we accept that you may need to alter your plan as you receive new information. But that really is as simple as you do the best you can until you know better, then you do better.
You do better, Maya Angelou, yeah.
And so so long as we accept, and we've got to, me particularly, I think I can be a little harsh on myself, and I do get demotivated if I'm not, if I'm not getting traction, if I'm not pulling things together, if it's not coming together, in the way I would like it to come. I can find that sometimes very disincentivizing. Do you know what I mean? Just me. It's my leonine nature.
Well, what I'm going to say is, this is the opportunity to decide whether you're going to stay on the train that makes a loop,
right,
or whether you're going to get on the train that takes you to the next place. Right? A lot of times we are stuck on the train that makes a loop. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I lost 20 and gained back 30. Shit, now I weigh 10 pounds more. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I lost 20 and I gained back 30. Shit, now I weigh 20 pounds more. I'm going to lose 50 pounds and I gain back 30. Now I weigh 30 pounds more. So you need to get off the train that keeps making a loop.
Yes, continually repeating the same actions and expecting a different result is actually a form of psychosis.
Right. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jen.
Oh, gosh, and hi, Sag Girl, and hi, everybody who's joined us. I'm sorry, we've just been wittering on and ignoring people.
I want to talk a little bit. When he was saying, started his conversation, I was thinking about, he said, time spent in preparation is never lost. And that is true. And there were some people in the shop yesterday getting a reading. And the one person brought their partner for a reading. And they said, well, I'm Catholic and I've had readings before, but I don't really pay any attention. And I said, well,
why?
There's no purpose in having the reading then. Well, psychic predictions, blah, blah, blah.
You can't do anything about it. It's all down to fate.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it. It's all down to fate. And I said, well, honestly, obviously this is my profession, but I said, honestly, I have a different outlook on it. What to me a reading is about is illuminating possibilities, right?
Stuff
in other
you didn't
words,
know about.
The example I said to her was, you're going to get an offer of a promotion as the psychic prediction. Now you can sit with that and you can decide whether you want to take on the responsibility that goes with that promotion and the money and the opportunity. Or you can decide you're perfectly happy where you are and figure out a way that you're going to turn down that promotion. If you have forewarned, you're forearmed. So you could say, well, I won't take the promotion unless these needs are met, this amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Or a way to graciously say, well, I really love that you thought of me for this promotion, but I can't accept it because. So if you're forewarned, you can be forearmed. That to me is what a reading is about. And she was totally like, nah, I never write anything down. I just like to listen. Well, then you're not making very good use of the opportunity. So that's coming back to where we are now. You have an opportunity to get on the train that will take you to the next destination. Or you have an opportunity to get on the train that's going to circle you back, but you probably will be further behind because you've come around in a circle and wasted all those miles. Exactly. That's where we're at.
It's intriguing though. But I mean, sometimes we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. Well, certainly.
That's why I'm saying give yourselves double the amount of time.
Well, here's the other thing. I said a beautiful, I guess, Buddhist philosophy, and I'm not Buddhist, as I may look like Buddha, but I'm not Buddhist. But the thing is that everybody should meditate for 20 minutes every single day, unless you're too busy. Then it needs to be 2 hours. And that says it all right there, because we become busy fools, don't we? We become absolute busy fools, pursuing, trying to chase down ghosts almost. We're like, we think, oh, we could do that, and you don't realize how much time in a day you lose. Things like time sucks, like social media.
Oh my
there you
God.
go. And you're watching us on social media right now, so isn't there an irony there?
Well, okay. social media, you have to evaluate the value, right? Like if you're going to sit down and watch the news for 5 hours, you're not going to hear anything different. Pick the hour worth of news that you think is going to be valuable, right? So we're on social media, on YouTube, and we're expecting you to give us an hour of your time.
But you might learn something with this.
Hoping
this is
that
a
we're
positive
creating
use of your
content with
time.
a value,
Yes.
especially a value to people who are of like mind. And if they're not of like mind, they're not going to watch anyway.
But if you were to just like, instead of spending, 20 minutes just scrolling through TikTok or Facebook or whatever the hell you're doing, and you spent that 20 minutes in meditation, you would be much more healthy without doing anything else, without any other change in your lifestyle whatsoever. Just the very fact that you're mindful of your breathing, you're mindful of your pulse rate, you're just being still and calming yourself. It makes your mind so much more agile, because you're not under that, you've not got those distractions popping up all over the place. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Oh no, I'm a more exciting video than the last one you just looked at.
It's garbage.
Or whatever,
A lot of it is just
or this
garbage.
meme, or somebody spewing this disagreement, or
Well, that brings us right back to where we were in
that.
the beginning, where I said, I want to find out something, and I will go and I will look and I will see what's out there. And we're the best kept secret.
We are.
And someone else will come up and I will listen a little bit. And then I'll be like, what? What?
How?
How are they getting that out of that? Anyway, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying it's important that we follow through.
It is.
So I'm going to ask of you guys, anybody who's coming in and watching after the fact, like if there was some reason you couldn't be with us at noon today and you're watching this on a different day,
which is totally fine.
Can you please make a comment? And I'd love all of you to give us ideas about what it is you want to learn about. What do you want us to discuss on Magickal Monday? So you can leave that in the comments.
Comments would be good. In
afterward
the comments,
too. That would be really great.
Because we do read the comments. We get to see them. They pop up. Even on my phone, on my watch. All right. So these are
because
really cool.
we want to give you content that is valuable.
We do.
That's why we work every week to have something that you could use and put into practice. That even if we help one person, we feel like we've done something.
And this also being completely, upfront and full disclosure on this is part of our long game. Our long game is to become better known through whatever means we can, and becoming better known benefits everything. It helps us. It naturally drives more business to the store, which is helpful because we need that income stream to pay our bills. Becoming better known helps us to make Celtica a reality instead of just a wish, because when people start to gather together, the energy builds. It builds tremendously.
As Savannah says, don't think of yourselves as a secret, right? Because then we are a secret. You're using the secret against yourself. It's true. But it's just, we're only human, and it does get frustrating.
Yeah,
we think, we've put so much into this, and then 2 people show up. It's tough.
So we'd like you people, especially members of our sweep team, to get out your brooms and start spreading the word. Tell everybody. Share it everywhere. Be shameless. Plug us shamelessly.
Have you seen these guys?
You should.
All right. So Gilda is first because we're down
Gilda.
we got to go.
Oh,
quick.
I suppose we better because we.
Yeah, no,
look at the bloody time.
I know.
Woof.
We got to go to the bank and all kinds of things today. Gilda,
Magician,
Magick.
as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul.
What would make you happy, Gilda?
Simply align with it. Simply align with those energies, and as night follows day, and day follows night, and night follows day, it is the natural order of things. And it's really funny because speaking about the person we were speaking about, it was. I love cynics sometimes.
Cynics, yeah.
I just love them, and especially if you get a cynic in a reading, because the walls in our building, I don't know what it is, because I claim no no particular skill here, but I'm blessed in so much as that the walls of the building just talk. And you get somebody who's cynical in a reading with you, there's almost always something comes out of left field, and I've learned just to open my mouth and say it now. It's quite interesting when that comes out and they go, so, but that said, I was saying to it, as crusty witches, we realise, and it's quite scientific if you like, energy can be neither created nor destroyed, but it can certainly be transformed. And that's what this card is all about, the manipulation of energy, which is magic in itself. And you manipulate the energies, you will bring about, that quantum mechanics thing. You will bring about the change that you seek just by focusing on it.
And I don't know why, Gilda, but I feel like there's something on your calendar that's really important that you pay attention to.
There you go.
All right. So next is Cass.
I think we should be kind to the people who threw us a super chat as well, and maybe give them a card.
Cass, a little bit of juggling, but you're gonna see it through. Okay. Many times I see this card when people are trying to do two things at once. Work a full-time job and a part-time job, or take care of a college degree while they're taking care of babies, or whatever it is. So I almost feel like the prediction for you is kind of leading a dual life for a little bit. Still being who you are to your family.
But Batman.
But the Batman thing, yeah. Coming into doing some stuff for yourself. And I think you're going to figure out a way. This is the minor arcana magician, by the way. So I think you're going to figure out a way to be magic and be mom at the same time.
I've got to throw this in there, because this was the first card that when we were pulling cards, and Lisa just pulled before we came on air, Lisa just pulled 3 cards for us to look at, and messages for us. This person is also an entertainer. I mean, look at the hat, yeah? And they're on one leg and they're juggling and go, hey, look at me, I can do this. So, in some ways, it's almost like you thrive on chaos, but you want to be noticed. And that is, that's more power to your elbow. I love it. All right,
so we're also going to give a reading to the 2 people who super chatted today.
Yes, we are, because we appreciate your super chat.
Savannah's thing while I...
I can read. And P.S. I love sharing the link to this and many of your other things, and share with friends and family. Savannah, we love that you do that, and we love you. So there. Who we got now?
You're up first with Carol.
Carol! Hello, Carol. Ooh. Oh. Says it all. 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. Yeah. This really is. I don't know. You're the matriarch now. you know that. So it's up for you to bring about, the copaesthetic kind of arrangement. But I kudos to you. I think you're doing a really bloody good job of it.
Carol, it's interesting because I feel like your reading and Cass's reading is so similar, even though your cards are different. I feel like you're working out how to be all the things you are to your family, and how to take
you into account too,
and how to deal with the promises you've made to yourself. Right? So like all the responsibilities and things that you have with family, no change there, but there's some sort of push for you to drive the rest of your life in a direction for you. So that's interesting.
And this is a good card. And also the 2 of Pentacles is not a bad card.
No, really, not at all. Okay, this is for Savannah. Oh, Savannah. I feel like you're really tired of idiots.
I hear you.
I don't know why, but like when we look at this card, we're taught in the pictorial key that this is like somebody on the outside looking in, that they're trying to fit in, they're trying to belong. I don't think that is you. I think you are really in a space where you feel like you don't want to suffer fools anymore. So I don't know whether this is work related or even some relatives. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'll deal with you, but you got to stay out of my space, man, because you're harsh and my mellow, and I can't deal with your energy. So fives are challenges, and I think your challenge is how to keep the idiots at bay.
Try to be gracious. That's all I would say.
Oh, come on, she's Taurus. She's just going to be blunt and say,
I know.
move it or lose it, idiot.
Yeah. But understand Venus rules Taurus, so try to walk in beauty, and that's quite meaningful with the.
But I think sometimes we
Kabbalah.
just get to a place where we think, ugh.
Yeah, no, it is. Especially, if you're smarter than the average bear, you are by necessarily, if I can even say that one, you are necessarily surrounded by people who are not your equal intellectual.
Oh, she said I definitely am, and tomorrow's my disability hearing. Well, just manage. You'll manage. It's all good.
Try to be gracious. That's all I can say. Try to be gracious. And
Cass says, yes, life can be busy. Oh my God, it sure can be. And there's all kinds of curveballs, too.
That was Carol.
That's Carol?
That's
I'm sorry.
Carol.
I
Yeah.
saw the purple C.
It's all well
I
purpose.
can't really see unless I take my glasses off, so that's all good.
You can't see unless you take your glasses off.
I put my glasses on. I don't know. Whatever. I have
They work well on your head, I
vision problems. All right. So
I'll
Sean,
just stay quiet, Savannah. Well, discretion is the better part of valor. Sometimes
we're gonna read a card for Sean.
we are.
Sean of the day.
It's your
You go
pick.
first.
Is it me? Sean of a new dawn, new day. Oh, nice. This is very much about nurture, getting results via nurture, and also connection with nature. So nurturing nature, or being nurtured by nature, or the nature of nurture. We could talk all around the circles here, but it is. I think for you, this is. I feel somehow that you will be self-sustaining in your endeavor, but you've got to go with the long game and nurture it a little more. It's if you're anything like me, you expect an instant result. Sometimes it takes a little longer, and you need to nurture it a bit more, and feed some love into the situation. This isn't about frustration. This is the antithesis of frustration, this card. It's about gently constancy, I think would be the word.
Okay, I'm going to read the card now, and I'm going to say, I don't know, Sean, if you're an Aquarian or not, but I feel you're being very affected by Aquarian energy, and we are coming into the age of Aquarius.
Cancerian.
But, pardon?
Cancerian?
Oh, yeah, he's Cancerian.
Because
He's born in 2
birthday in
days.
2
All right.
days.
You're being very affected by the age of Aquarius energy that's out there, but what I'm going to tell you is it's very, very important this week that you trust what you know. Not necessarily gut instinct, but what you emotionally know. So paying attention to your emotional intelligence this week is going to be very, very important. Don't let somebody tell you what you know. Right?
Or how you should feel.
That's important. All right. So now Marlene. Oh. Chaos, panic, and disorder. My work here is done. Well, we do have some very interesting vibes coming from Uranus right now, too. Uranus is in Taurus. So some people are feeling like their stability is being uprooted a little bit. Remember when I was making my hand go like this and I couldn't think of the word? There is this disturbance in the force to be dealt with. But when, again, whatever we have the good and the bad, or the light and the dark. And these little droplets on the card are in the shape of the Hebrew letter Yod, which is enlightenment. So if you do stop, look, and listen, you are going to find the information you need. But for you, it's about a deep breath, a long exhale, and being present and paying attention, and you can overcome any chaos if you stop, look, and listen.
And I always feel that this card particularly is about the falsehood collapsing under its own weight. So if you've been dealing with something where somebody's not been entirely honest and you know it, but other people can't see it, I think the writing's on the wall that it's the cracks in there in their veneer are going to start showing, and the truth will out, which is always a good thing. But this sometimes it can occur in a fairly dramatic way, a fall from grace. But but if we build a myth, myth is the wrong word. If we build something out of a fabulous
belief system.
Yes, if it's all just like it's all entirely vacuous, vaporware or whatever you want to call it, then yeah. But it's even though this could be challenging, I feel that it's sometimes good comes out of problematic.
All right, card of the week. We have 5 minutes.
Card of the week. Well, you better do that one then.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we do everybody then?
Yes, we did.
We did? Well, that's wonderful then. Dun, dun, dun.
Card of the week. Balancing where we're going with where we've been. Right? So there's one post up in the air and one post down in the ground. So I know it sounds like I'm beating a horse or repeating myself, but allowing our past to inform our present and understanding that what we're doing at present is informing our future. What direction do you want to go? What do you want to explore? This guy looks like Christopher Columbus. What's in your vision? What do you want to see? What do you want to bring in to your picture? Where do you want to go? And how will you meet the adventure? This week is about planning and following through, getting on the right train, making things happen.
Yeah, there's definitely planning there, because you don't set off on a voyage of great proportions, of epic proportions with
no provisions.
You might want to think about that, So and I love the ploughed field again down here. That shows the opportunity for further growth and expansion and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this is a card very much about considering stuff and working it out and getting things going. And I think it'll all come together. Yeah, not a bad week. I think we can learn a lot this week. We can, and we should. Gosh.
Great card sums it up. Yep, looking forward to tonight. I am too.
Yeah.
Anton has unfortunately got to go to a public access television meeting.
Yeah.
So we will all be solitaries together. I have a great plan though, so I'm really excited. And I'll see you guys at 7.
Yeah.
If not, I'll see you next week.
I'm so sorry I'm not going to be there. Yeah, because unfortunately I have this commitment, but there you go. So yeah, thank you for watching. Been lovely. Actually, good show today.
Another good show.
Got some good stuff going on today.
I mean, I'm a pompous pain in the ass because I have Leo Ascendant, but I think these shows are valuable if people take it to heart. There's stuff you can work with,
There is much to learn. There is, and gosh,
we don't know it all either. But
I haven't got a bloody clue.
The more I learn, the more I know I don't know.
Oh yeah, there is that. But yeah, thank you. Yes, please do. As Lisa said earlier, please after the event, go ahead and throw something in the comments and let us know what you'd like us to focus, because
with the algorithm.
The algorithm is about getting people to see us, because I've never come across anybody who said you guys just suck.
Well, depends on where they're standing.
Well, I suppose I'm sure somebody thinks we suck, but such is life. All right, guys, thank you so very, very, very much. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, and
see you later.
See you later for those that are coming along. Bye.
So what do we got?